picture of it. Dad doesn't care. Dad will be cool with it. Mom, you probably want to get it to Mom on time. And this is coming from somebody who got his Mother's Day gift, I'm ashamed to say, about probably maybe only a week and a half late this year. But there was extenuating circumstances. So look, it happens, but with Mom, not so cool. But with Dad, he'll be cool, right? So if you want to grab this one today, that's coming up. We're going to be doing amazing prices as usual. All the prices as usual will be locked in for at least. Are we doing the 48 or 24? It kind of switches. Do what?
48.
Okay, so for 48 hours. Feel free to chime in. There's a comment section down below at any point in time. If you want me to flash something in, I want to respect your dollars. And if time permits, I'll flash something back in, or maybe I move too slow or too fast on something. Or you just want to say hello. We love to hear from you. Keep it PG, obviously. Okay? That said, in terms of procuring, getting an item locked in once you see something that you love. You absolutely will see something that you love today. And you're going to see it at an amazing price. So once you see something you love, how do you lock it in? How do you make sure you get yours? A lot of these are going to be last in stock opportunities. So what you'll do is, in the comment section right down there below, you'll put shop. For example, the first item will be shop 1. The second item will be shop 2. So on and so forth. Shop 3. You'll put that in the comments section down below. Click on that. And if you're watching on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, you'll get redirected to our website, which is basically the information that I'll be looking at as I'm telling you about any given piece. Okay? The only difference is if you're watching on TikTok, for those friends, we'll just send you a little SKU code. It's a little 7-digit number. You'll copy and paste that at shoplc.com. Very simple. Shoplc.com. You go to that website, and then there'll be a little search button. You just paste that number that our wonderful producer DJ is going to send you, and then you click on that, and that should redirect you to the item that you're interested in. Fair enough? Any questions? All right. You guys ready to see some cool stuff? You're about to. Now, the first item that we're going to be doing, which one did you want to start with? The cross?
Cross ring.
Okay. I love this. Okay, look. If you're a believer, now this one's not going to be one of those ones that we can sort of be like, well, or not, or you just love something really cool. Actually, we could say that, but this is probably for more for people with faith, if we're being realistic. But it is such an interesting and really cool and unique take on just a regular, beautiful silver ring. You've got all that gorgeous lattice work, kind of a bypass style design there. And you'll have to forgive the blue right there, folks. That's not nail polish. That's taking this stuff called, I better not give a plug since they're not an advertiser. Well, have you ever heard of methylene blue? It's supposed to be good for like antioxidant and stuff like that. But you squirt a little bit in your water. Anyway, make a long story long. It's basically blue food coloring. Who knew that it was supposed to be really healthy for you? It does turn your tongue a little bit blue, but it's supposed to be really good in terms of anti-aging, antioxidant, and all that good stuff. But a little bit of the squirter dripped off on my finger, and it can stain your hand something fierce. But I digress. Now, let's talk about the ring here. You've got the beautiful lattice work there in the bypass styling. You've got that really cool wave design. Now, if you know your Bible, you know that Jesus walked on water, right? So I think that's what that's symbolic of. You got the symbolic waves. You've also got, of course, the cross that's going to articulate, hang dangling there. So that's a really cool and unique feature of this one. Now, we've got this up to a size 10. Guys, normally I wouldn't recommend something with essentially a charm. But in this case, if you're a believer, absolutely. Gentlemen, if you could squeeze into that 10 or that 9 or that 8 even or 7, whatever, go for it. It's got a wide band, low profile. That fits the Chris Whitley criteria for a gents ring. So, but ladies, absolutely for you. We've got this in sizes 6 to 10. It's a clearance item. What does that mean for you? Whenever we show you a clearance item, there's good and bad news. The bad news is you're not going to have a 30-day inspection period, because with every other item you will. You'll have 30 days to make up your mind. If you get it home, you're not in love with it for whatever reason, send it back. No big deal. It's not going to hurt our feelings. It just is what it is. We want you to be a happy and repeat customer. However, with clearance items, you can't do that. Now, here's the good news. they're usually at or below what we have in them. So you get them for a steal. And it's not usually because it's an item that just wasn't popular. For example, this item, we probably just ordered a ton of them because it was such a popular item. All right? And so now we just have to make room in our inventory. It's that simple. So we're doing this not for like $29 or $39 or $49. We're doing this for $16.99. All right? You've got 14 karat yellow gold over the cross. That is going to be in 925 sterling silver. Remember, today is an all sterling silver show. Now, it's going to be some gold overlay, for example. Por ejemplo. Yeah. That one I'm wearing. But we're doing this for $16.99. Now, what I would recommend you do, because you do get free shipping after the $49.99, I would encourage you to go ahead and, well, if you like, I think we're going to have enough to where you could get, I mean, we have a good bit of these. I think that's the main reason why we did it as a clearance item. But I think you could get as many of these as you wanted. We got about 100 of them to go around. So all those various sizes. Imagine the 10's probably a little bit lighter. Those bookends, usually there's less of those. But folks, this is an absolutely beautiful way for you to show your faith. You got really gorgeous, a real good use of the negative space there as well throughout that lattice work of those beautiful waves. And it says faith right there, pretty on the nose. And then, of course, the cross, which is so beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous ring and a really nice bypass styling. Very unique, very original. And as a believer, this is something that I would totally get behind. I think it would be a really cool ring. If I saw it on somebody, I'd be like, all right, kindred spirits, I love it. And how pretty is that, you know? So let's take advantage of that. That's going to be shop 1. So this is our first item. The next item, again, like I said, is going to be shop 2. Am I leaving anything out, DJ, in terms of the house cleaning?
No.
Right on, right on. I will also say, though, even though we're doing this for $16.99, we've got 2 budget pays on it. That's how you know it was never meant to be $16.99. So you can get it for like $8.50. And oh, did I mention? Shame on me, bad host. I forgot to mention, we've got a code, don't we? Yeah, I think we do. It's called Live25. So that's not actually the final word on that. That was going to be $16.95. You're getting another 25% off of that. Been a while since I did one of these. So it almost slipped my mind. I'm glad it didn't. So yeah, use the code. Remember, there's a promo code section at checkout. Use that code, Live25, and you're going to get another 25% off of that. So it's basically going to turn that $16.99 probably in like 12 and some change, something like that. Not too bad. Yeah, because 4 will go into 16 4 times, and then be 12. So like $12.99, $12.89, something like that. $12.89, and you have a budget pay. That budget pay will be like $6.25, something like that. You can break it into 2 if you want. Amazing. All right, we have enough to go around. Get one for everybody in your. If you have a Bible study group, I always like to mention that whenever we talk about little articles of faith and items that are really affordable like this. So, for example, if you Sunday school class, I often say, if you teach a Sunday school class or have a parishioner in your church, somebody like that you really want to kind of honor, that's been doing a fantastic job, whether it's a nun or a priest or whomever, just somebody that maybe it might even be the custodian that helps out at your church and just volunteers his or her time. I think that'd be a really thoughtful gift, okay? So let's take advantage of it, folks. It's pennies on the dollar. You're basically getting it for closer to $10 than you are to 20, that's for sure. Amazing. All right, so that's a great way to start the show. And God bless any of you that take advantage of that item. As a believer, so I always get really tickled whenever I get to show those amazing. And when it's a really cool item and a really unique look like that always, it's all the better, you know? All right, so we're going to move on to shop 2, which is going to be your 14 karat yellow gold over sterling silver bracelet. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yes. I gotta caution everybody. There's a problem here. People are going to think you spent thousands of dollars on this. Maybe $1,400, $1,500. It's going to be an issue because that's what this looks like. All right, now I want to invite as well the gentlemen to come in because I'm going to tell you right now. I'm here to tell you right now. I wear a size 8. All right, I'm about 6'2", probably 220, a little bit heavier than I need to be. But I wear an 8 in the wrist, so I'm not a small dude. This is going to work for the guys too. I think that'd be a cool look. Ladies, if you need the larger, this does have the jump ring. So a lot of ladies out there need the 8, and this will get up to an 8-inch. So it's going to be 6.5 to 8. That's going to service the wide swath and majority of the folks out there. I think a lot of women, most women, and I think a lot of men too. So this is a herringbone. Wrong one. Scrap everything I just said. I was looking at the wrong graphic, and now that I've got the picture up, we'll get to this beauty later on. But in the same vein, we're very close, very similar. The only difference is, well, not much. No, I'm not going to change a thing I said, except for you're not getting the weave design. Instead, you're getting a herringbone chain bracelet. Kind of a snake style design. But everything I just said, all still applicable. All right? It does go up to 8 inches. It does go up down to 6.5. So I didn't even make a mistake. It's like it never happened, you see? And actually, this would work for the gents as well. Look, this one's going to give you a little bit more of a silky, high-polished shine. And it is a nice presentation. You got a wide millimeter swath there too. So this is not. I don't want ladies. If you're watching, I don't want you to think this is for the men. Although it works, it would work for the men. And men wear a lot of gold bracelets and stuff like that. In fact, I'm in the market looking for one myself. Something like this would be a nice sort of interim until you can find maybe that affordable gold version, or if you're saving up until you can get it here at Shop LC. On one of my shows, preferably. All right? Now, this is going to be 3.5 grams. It looks like a lot more. It feels smooth as silk. You saw I've got kind of hairy. I'm obviously the worst model for this, especially if the ladies are watching. But ladies, you can imagine how much more beautiful this is going to be on you than it is on me. The gentlemen, you can imagine how much more beautiful it is on me than it will be on you. So there's that too. And that's a joke, guys. Dudes can take a joke, can't you? All right, now, you're not going to believe what we're going to be doing on the price here. Because it is wild. It is. It looks, again, it does. It looks like $1,000 because gold is so high right now. If all things being equal, this is all gold, you're looking at about probably $900 to $1,200 at most of your traditional, retail outlets and mall jewelers and whatnot, right? We're doing this for $39.99. All things being equal, something like this, probably looking at about $159 to $200 at a retail outlet, because it is 925. Okay, so keep in mind you're getting 14 karat yellow gold on top. That's going to be probably roughly 2.5 microns, perhaps just a little bit more over, but that gold will hold a long time if you care for it properly. If you're not going swimming in the ocean with it, you're not going in the pool with it, you're not showering with it, you want to keep that gold overlay on there as long as you can, right? If in fact you love the look of gold. If not, sit tight. We got lots of straight silver pieces that are coming your way. This is $39.99. You're going to take $10 off of that, right? Because you're going to use the code LIVE25 at checkout, and you're going to get this for $29. You can have a budget pay. Now, I didn't go into it in great detail, but for those of you who are not sort of versed in what the budget pay is, it's not something where you have to apply for some credit card here. It's not something where we're trying to sell you, some high interest credit card, or it's not a credit card at all. There's no credit check at all. It's available to everybody who's watching right now. Any and everybody, as long as you're a member of the Shop LC family, which is free to sign up for. It takes like 2 minutes of your time. I encourage you to do it. I'd love if you do it under my watch here because, it's good for bragging rights. Even though nobody would really know necessarily, but it's still wonderful because you want to be able to get access to all these deals. It literally takes 2 minutes of your time. You just call the personal shopper. I didn't give you that number yet, but that's 888-835-2237. 888-835-2237. You can call them. I think we have some bilingual on staff as well. But this number is one that everybody should have saved in their phone. Should you experience any difficulties on the website that I'm redirecting you to? I doubt you will, but look, there's a lot of moving parts. We're a huge business, right? We sell literally thousands and thousands of items a day, millions of dollars of jewelry and various other things. So occasionally there'll be a little hiccup. Maybe the Live 25 code's not working, something like that. If that's the case, call this number, say, hey, Chris is showing something on the live stream. They should be able to access it. These are exclusive to the live stream, so they should know that business. and they're very helpful, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but you can also get registered with them in a matter of moments, like your name, phone number, email address, home address, and then you can give them your credit card information once you're satisfied that all is right in the world. And it will be. We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We have been for the 18 years that we've been on air. So all your information will be safe and secure here, and you will be ready to rock and roll with all these amazing items. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these are going to be last in stock. The first one I showed you, we had a decent amount of them. This one, we do not, unfortunately. We've got 16 of these to go around. So typically, in my experience, if something is this great of a deal at 16, or excuse me, there's 16 to go around, but we're doing it for $39.99, essentially $29.99, that tells me this is more than likely to sell out. It's all precious metal. It is valuable. It will hold its value. And we'll get into that just a little bit as we sort of move along in the program. I've tried to get in the habit here lately of moving a little bit faster. In the beginning, I usually kind of yap a lot and talk a lot on the first couple items, but I want to try to keep things moving. I'd rather have a bunch of time at the end. That way, if you need me to flash something in, time permitting, I can do all that, and I can go back over and tell you what I think are some of the really great deals. And I've been doing this for, almost 15 years now. So I know of what I speak about. So I can help maybe give you advice in real time too. And we always encourage you to say hello. All right, so that's set. And like and share if you wouldn't mind on your various social media platforms. That would be appreciated too. If you're watching on TikTok, you know what to do. I don't want to get us kicked off, but I think, have we gotten kicked off yet? Excellent. Yeah, you know what to do. You know what I mean. Yeah, I heard there's like certain ways that you have to like talk in code with our ICTOC octave end phrase. So a lot of that would be much appreciated. Now, we're going to move on. That is shop 2. Again, 16 of those, or at least there was this morning when we started the show. There could be less now because that price has been locked in. You're getting it for $29. Stellar. Mwah. All right, now let's talk about our next item. It will be shop 3. It will be a nice, what I think, I would, at first glance, I'd call this a gents ring. It's not. It's just a really wide band. It could be. Guys, if you can squeeze into a 9, I wouldn't be mad at that. That's a very, very good looking. But ladies, this is for you. You've got nice filigree work all throughout there. You've got 14 karat yellow gold and rhodium over sterling silver. Now, why do we put, a lot of times when we see the rhodium over sterling silver, why do we do that? Well, I got in an argument with my my AI this morning as I was kind of just checking to see what the price was for silver. It was around 35, 36. I was trying to get the real-time prices. It's a commodity. It's traded, right? So it's constantly, because it is a precious metal. It's a finite metal, right? But me and my AI kind of got into it a little bit because I've been telling everybody, well, rhodium's a noble metal. You put it over platinum, which is kind of a semi-noble metal, but it's not platinum, or not, you don't put it over platinum, you put it over silver a lot of times. And the reason why, it gives you a similar look to silver. It's a very highly reflective metal, about 85% as opposed to silver, which is a little over 90% of reflectivity. Silver is the most highly reflective of all the precious metals, which is why it's so beautiful. But it does oxidize over time. It'll tarnish over time, like eventually. But when it does, it's no big deal. You can always polish it. It's just a little extra step that you have to do. So we put the rhodium over because it looks beautiful. It gives it that platinum look because it is a platinum family metal. It's what you dip for your 18 karat in. But it tried to tell me that silver was also a noble metal. And I was like, well, now wait a second, Mr. AI. I said to him, this is a true story. I was like, are you sure silver is considered a noble? Oh, you're right. It's not. It's actually a semi. I was like, yes. So I had to school the AI this morning. But anyway, that's the reason why I say all that to say that is why we put the rhodium over a lot of times, or we'll put the platinum over, because it keeps it from oxidizing. Not that silver will oxidize overnight. It's just if you expose it long enough to a bunch of different chemicals, and I think it's like sulfur dioxide or something like that, that's just naturally in the environment, in the air. Don't quote me on that. But eventually, it will sort of start to get that sort of almost blackish tarnish that we know is tarnishing or oxidizing. And it's not a big deal. It's easy to clean. But anyway, I say all that to say that's why we put the expensive rhodium. And in this case, you've also got the 14 karat yellow gold. That was a long way to get to why we do that. And to brag on how I coached up the AI. But here's the good news. In spite of my long-winded story, which really didn't have a point other than tell you that we've got very expensive metal on top of very expensive metal, we're doing this for $39.99. It also will be $29.99 after you use the code LIFE25. You've got nice filigree work underneath as well, so nice finished under gallery there. It's going to feel very comfortable on the finger. Now this does not fit me. The 9, well, we're close. Yeah, this is probably the 8. But guys, if you could squeeze into an 8 or 9, I think you should grab that too. You get this really beautiful, almost like a feather style design. You notice these little, I love that look. This is very, very unique. It looks like it is definitely inspired by, well, probably a very high-end luxury retailer that you all may be familiar with. That's the design inspiration. I suspect, I'm not going to say the name for legal reasons and whatnot, but that looks like a very expensive designer ring. And I guarantee you, I was about to say, I guarantee you, I didn't. My filter caught me. But I guarantee you, if you were to get it at this place that I'm talking about, that I think this very much reminds me of, it would cost you easily $100+ any day of the week, probably closer to $200. All right? You're getting it today for $29 after you use the code LIVE25. You have two $20 budget pays, which means you have two $15 budget pays after the code LIVE25. So you're basically getting this for $15 if you so choose on budget pay. And again, just to finish the thought that I kind of went off on a tangent on earlier, budget pay is 0 credit check. It is not a credit card, and we also do not charge you any interest. So essentially, imagine if you took out a mortgage, right? And the mortgage company said, you know what, we're not going to charge you any interest. We're just going to loan you the money and charge you no interest. Be a hell of a deal, wouldn't it? So is budget pay. Take advantage of it if you need to. $15 gets that home. If you don't love it, send it back. It's not on clearance. The Geo Mesh, that is shop 3. Beautiful, beautiful specimen there. Or is that shop 2?
Shop 3.
Shop 3. Shop 3. Let me give you the countdown on those, though, because we don't have too many. Oh, gosh, there's only 18 of those. So if you want that one, again, I think at that low price point, you're definitely going to want to be Johnny or Johnette on the spot and get on that quickly. All right, shop 3. Really cool ring. Nice wide band. Very, very, I'd say I call that a power ring for sure. Wouldn't you? Were we going to disagree, Martha Moore? Learning sanitizer?
No, they're just like, it doesn't translate, it just put in emojis.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what the emojis were, but I'm hoping they were good. It could have been one of the other emojis. Now, this is the opportunity, and thank you guys for watching. And anytime you guys want to chime in or say hello or be like, hey, you're a goofball, you're actually wrong about this or right about this, keep it PG now, but feel free. This is so cool. Guys, I haven't had the opportunity to sell this. In fact, until I was prepping for this show, I'd never even seen this. It's brilliant. It is brilliant. Now, you guys who watch Shop LC with regularity, you know, are loyal and faithful, which there are many. And for those of you who watch these shows, I really appreciate you. I know DJ does too. Keep the lights on. Now, you've seen probably in the past the gold ingot bar rings. For those of you who are regulars, it was one of our most popular items of 2022 or 2023. Was our most popular item. We did it in earrings. We did it in pendants. It was amazing. It was cool for the guys. It was cool for the gals. It was just all around really interesting and cool and kind of sophisticated and fun. Low profile, just kind of a big, bold conversation starter. Very avant-garde. Now this is new to me. What you have essentially is a past, present, and future. Very much in the vein sort of your Art Deco style designs. With that sort of crescendoing up into the focal point, but all the symmetry. So you've got past, present, future. Smaller gold bar, bigger gold bar, smaller gold bar. And I always like it when they do the past, present, and future with the present as the largest, because the present is the most important. There's no more important time than the present, right? The past is cool. It's good to reflect on. It's good to remember, especially if it's fond memories. But you can't dwell on the past, good or bad. Dwell on it for a little bit if it's good. Yeah, good memories, especially if you've lost somebody. That's a beautiful thing. Or had good memories with somebody that you spent time with, your lover, your husband, your wife, or whomever. Yes, that's wonderful. But live mostly in the present, because that's where you can make the most difference. But the future is also very important too. What is to come? So I love that for this reason, what that symbolizes, other than the fact that it's just, I like the symmetry of it all, and it's just beautiful. This is going to have 18 karat yellow gold over sterling silver. It's all precious metal. Gentlemen, I don't know that we have this in the different size. I'm not seeing different sizes. Are you, DJ? What is the meaning of that? Okay, there they are. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, this is preposterous. Since when do we not include sizes? We do have the 10 that just sold out here, folks, unfortunately. This is first time. Have you ever seen this one?
No, not my first time, actually.
It's so cool. Now, guys, I want to invite you to come in. You're going to have to squeeze into a 9. But if you can, I'd say, gentlemen, go for it. Wide band, low profile. But ladies, absolutely. It's the gold bar redux, the ingot redux. And I think even cooler than the original. We've outdone ourselves. This is gonna be the wild part. We've only got one review on this. I think this is debuting basically. I mean, they probably sold a couple of the 10s, maybe a few of the 7s, just online. But I think this is going to be. I don't think this has been shown on television because it's only got one review. But that one review is a 5-star review for what it's worth, and that is worth a lot, I think. Now, what we're doing this for? This is the good part. And it's 3.3 grams. We're doing this for $49.99. Use the code LIVE25. Everything we've shown you thus far has been less than $50. Is that a fair statement? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is a fair statement, Chris. Okay, that's fantastic. So we're going to get this below $50, in fact, because you're going to get 25% off with the code LIVE25, right? So do that math. Flip, 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 flip. Take one down, pass it around. $10 plus $2.50. You're getting $12.50 off of $49.99. Okay? That's not a good deal. That is a phenomenal deal that you do not want to miss. I got to assume we have a decent amount of them, and I would maybe be right. It cut off right where. No, yeah, all right. So we made 40 of these. We've got 35 of them. All right, you are getting first crack at it. We do have it as well. Can we click on the regular 925 sterling silver? We do have it in the 925 that we are doing for the same price. So you'll have access to both of them. I encourage you. I'm not sure in terms of the 925 one that we have. This is just straight 925, not the gold over. It'll look exactly like that. All right. Now I have big hands, ladies. Just always like to make that caveat, just so you know. It's going to look a lot smaller on your hand more than likely. But, yeah, and that one we have all of them pretty much looks like in as well. We've got 5 through 10. So, gentlemen, if you want to come in and grab that again, kind of a wide band. Not the biggest on this part of the band, but nobody's going to see that part, right? And you actually want that to be a little bit smaller, so I'm not mad at that because we can have the movement that you need. But, ladies and gentlemen, low profile, wide band. That's so cool. And you're getting it for less than $40. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, less than $40. You also have budget pay on this one. It's going to be $16.67. Knock off $4 or so from that. So it's going to be around $12. You'll have 3 budget pays. If you want to get this home for $12 and what have you, maybe grab 2 of them. You'll spend less than $1 a day after your initial less than $30 investment. After the code LIVE25. This is going to be shop 4. Shop 4. Again, we've got the 10s for the gentlemen or ladies. If you need the larger, it's 925, and then we've got the 925 with the gold, which is the one we have in studio here. Now that one, the 10 is sold out, and that one we only have the gold one. We only have the 35 of those. Okay, but I imagine we probably have 35 to 40 of the silver. Okay, this is just a guesstimate. And again, nothing but 5 stars. This is absolutely beautiful. If you're one of the lovers of the original, the OG gold ingot, it was just like kind of that number, right? And that was super cool. I bought a couple of those. I got one for my ex, and she loved it, and got one for myself. Got a little pendant that I wear sometimes too. That was like a gold overlay, just like this. And I think I bought one of the 18 carats for somebody else, but it's a great gift idea too. And again, we don't have that many of them, so I'd like for you to come in sooner rather than later on this one, just in case you want to get your size. I would say that's going to probably be times of the essence if you want to grab it. You want to make sure that you get it in your size, unless you wear like a 7. I think that one we probably have more of than just about any of them, or typically we do. So that's a great get there. Again, this was not shop 5, was it? Shop 4?
This is shop 4.
Shop 4, okay? We're going to move on just because I want to get ahead. I want to get a little bit ahead. I think we're making pretty good time, DJ.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, but I'd rather have a good 10 minutes at the end, and then we can just sort of slow it down. That way I'm not having to be all like running around like a chicken with my head cut off and getting off fast talking and whatnot. Okay, so in the same tradition of what we just showed you, we did break out these ladies because these are going to go fantastically with this. Yes? And because we rarely ever or can keep in the earring version. Again, it's all going to be sterling silver. Silver with, in the case here, 18 karat vermeil. So vermeil, just so we're all clear, vermeil, in order to qualify as vermeil, it's spelled like vermeil. It's like, I guess, the French pronunciation, vermeil. But these are going to be 3.3 grams of vermeil. In order to be vermeil, it has to be gold of some type, at least 2.5 microns. That's the amount of coating that they do. Usually we'll do a little bit more, from what I understand, and from what I can tell from the items that I've had. They've withstood the test of time. Now, I've only been here 3 years, so it remains to be seen, but 3 years is a pretty good time, long length for that gold to hold up and to maintain that golden luster. But 18 karat vermeil, very, very high end, very upscale. That's going to give you that really rich, buttery look, because 18 karat gold, of course, 24 karat gold's 99.9. It's like 100% gold, right? It's as close as you can get. 18 karat, if you do that math, it's 75% solid gold. So you're going to get a really nice luster. You're going to get a really expensive look, because as we all know, gold has kind of been on a rocket ship to the moon. Kind of plateaued about a week or so ago and sort of hovering, and maybe even took a little dip, but not much, and not as much as I would like. I'd like that for it to dip a little bit lower because I go back in and buy more. But we're still doing gold at great prices here. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing these for $59.99. All right. Beautiful lever backs. Let's give you a measurement here, just so I think that's something that I've not been good about doing lately. From top to bottom, you're looking at about 1.5 inches. Status symbol, ladies and gentlemen, going to go fantastically with that ring. You're going to get the look of gold, which, of course, like I said, very, very expensive. It's going to go fantastically with that silver ring with gold overlay that we just got you. They were meant to be together. Why don't you give them a home together? Fantastic. And not only that, but it's just it's kind of a unique look. You've got the lever backs there as well, just kind of give you an idea. Quite nice indeed, yes? Lever backs keep them nice and secure too. I don't mind a shepherd's hook back, because you just got to remember to pinch them, right? Especially if they're in precious metal, you can just pinch them like gold or something. Platinum's a little bit more difficult because it doesn't move, but I like the lever backs too, and the safety and security that gives you, and also gives you kind of a very more expensive look, quite frankly. So anyway, you're going to get these well under $50 if you take advantage of it with the Live 25 code. So you won't quite get the free shipping on this. I would recommend grabbing that ring as well if you can afford to get them both, and they're both wildly affordable. Look, you have a $20 budget pay on these, which means you'll take, with the code Live25, you're going to get that down to, it'll be $15. 3 payments of $15. So if you can afford $15 right now, you're in business. Okay? Don't you want to be in business? Yeah. That's serious business. Looks expensive too. And they should be, quite frankly. I mean, look, we should be well over $250 on these. Just what if we're talking about retail, the world of retail. How many do we have, you might ask? Well, I might tell. And I do want to mention we got enough of these to go around. Yeah, we just got a bunch of them in. Now, I'll also say we don't have them in studio, or do we, DJ? No.
We should.
I'm talking about the silver version.
Oh, no, silver.
Yeah, it's no big deal. The silver version, we also have that of these. It's going to look basically exact same setup, exact same length, over an inch, exact same lever backs, everything, all things being equal, just with 925 minus the overlay. Double check here. Actually, they're going to be rhodium over sterling silver. So you've got a very expensive upgrade on that. We have a few more of the earrings in the rhodium over sterling silver. Essentially, you're going to give you that look of white gold. Sterling silver, for all intents and purposes, gives you the look of white gold. A little bit more highly reflective, but, we're not going to get into the weeds too much on that. In terms of the metal, it has about, I think, a 95% reflective rate, as opposed to, say, rhodium, which is probably going to be around, I think, about 85 to 90 in terms of. So you can make mirrors out of both of them, but silver a little bit more reflective, but still going to give you a very similar look. And rhodium's very, very expensive, and it'll keep it from oxidizing as quickly, tarnishing as quickly. That's all. All right, so we got enough of these to go around. I'm going to recommend grabbing a couple of these for your friends. If, ladies, you're going to get a lot of compliments, it would be a very thoughtful gesture if, in fact, you do like the person to maybe have a couple just on standby. Look, if you can afford it, grab two of these. You're going to spend $30 on budget pay. Okay, and then you're going to spend $1 a day for the remaining 2 months. It's only 3 budget payments. So if you can afford $30 today and $1 a day for the remaining 2 months, then you can get both of these. You can get both this and the rhodium over, and you're good to go. All right, amazing opportunity there. Now that's shop 5. It definitely is going to match that ring that we just showed you. Again, our business today, folks, if you just joined us, our business today is sterling silver. Beautiful sterling silver jewelry. Now we're getting to the chunky pieces a little bit later on, ladies. We know a lot of you like those big chunky looks. I do too. I think it's a sexy look. We've got that coming your way. They're going to be big and bold, those big links. We got these big and bold. Look at that. How hot is that? Nice cuff link there. So all that, and look at this. This is like my favorite bracelet of all time. This is like Viking bracelet here. That's going to work for the ladies and the gents. And then we got this nice bypass. All that's coming your way here in just a couple of few. So if you just joined, my name is Chris, and this is Silver Day. We've got affordable silver, which, silver, it's a precious metal. I said this at the top of the program. This is probably, no S Sherlock for most of you. You're hearing me say those. It's a precious metal. Well, it is. What does that mean? It just means it's finite. It means it's valuable, right? This is one of the original currencies, silver, right? Then the Bible. Judas, 30 pieces of silver. What were you thinking? That sort of thing. So, look, it's always been valuable. It's always been something that people want, need, and desire, especially when used as a currency. You have to have it as a at least back in the day, as a way to make a living. But look at this. So, but it also, more than anything, I think, makes for very, very beautiful jewelry. And what is jewelry? Well, except for expression of your artistic expression, something that can make you feel better, something that can kind of bedazzle you, make you look a lot funner, and make you feel a lot better about yourself and everything. But it's also something, in addition to being a work of art, that you can wear around on whatever portion of your body you want to wear it on, or whatever piece of machinery or whatever you want to put it on, make that look prettier. It's also something, if you get sterling silver or precious metal, that's something that's going to maintain its value over time. So you can enjoy it and you can wear it as an artistic expression whilst typically going up in price. Like I said, it's a traded commodity, zigs and zags, but that's usually on the upward trend, as precious metals tend to be, because precious metals are finite. What we have in the earth is what we have in the earth, right? That was given to us during the Big Bang or creation or whatever you believe in. That's what we have, and anything additional, maybe took a field trip on a meteorite, but other than that, we have what we have. Okay? Now, that being said, just a little pontificating there, check this out. Now, this is not just a gold ingot. This is a big boy gold ingot. Now, I mentioned that I had gotten the gold ingot before. I had gotten several of them. I got a pair of earrings. I got a pendant. I got a couple of rings, I think. I still have the pendant. The one I have is not this big. I paid the same price for mine. I'm not mad at the price because I think it was a good value and I think it's a cool look and I like wearing it. And I've got the gold overlay just like this one. But mine ain't this big. Mine is not that big. Look at the size of this. And just to give you a little idea, this is going to work for the gents too. Guys, I'm going to tell you, not a huge pendant dude. I wear cross. I wear a couple others. I got this one. I've got stuff, if it's not too blingy. Although one of the crosses I have has a carat of luxuriant diamonds in it, which I think is really cool. But I'm not afraid of a little bling. But this is something that the guys can get on board with too, as well as the ladies. So it's not just for the ladies here. And that's a lot larger than the one that I had. As I said, the one that I had is about probably not even an inch. Mine's probably about 3/4 of an inch from bail to bottom. This one's going to be 1.25 inches. 1.25 inches, just shy of 1.25 inches from bail to bottom. But the actual ingot itself is about over 3/4 of an inch. I mean, it's a big one. And then about 1/2 inch wide, maybe just a hair shy. All right. So I'm loving this. I'm trying to think. No, I think I paid $49.99 for mine. This is not going to quite be $49.99. It'll be close to it. $69 is what we're doing this for. And let's see. After $69, you're going to get awful close to what I paid. And this is a lot bigger than mine. Oh, do we have that calculator? Right here. I found it. You're good. Let's see. Now, can I tell you guys something even cooler, though? And shame on me for not remembering this earlier. And I'm glad you picked up on this, DJ, is that we're going to give you a bundling opportunity on this. And hold on just a second. Let me get you the price on this real quick. $69 times 0.75 equals. You're going to pay $51.75. Actually, that is what I paid for mine. Actually. Well, it's $49. So maybe you're going to pay like $1 more. And you're getting a lot bigger piece here than the traditional one that we've done before. So if you own that original one, this one I think is going to be a lot bigger. If you got it, I guess, anytime in the last, I don't know. Basically, I just gave you the measurement on this one. It's a lot larger. All right, now, that being said, what we're going to do is give you a bundling opportunity. So if you got that ring, which was shot 4, correct? Mm-hmm. The earrings were shot 5, and now we're tying it all together. Are we not? Yes, indeed, we are, is the answer to that question. It was a hypothetical, or no, it wasn't. It was a, what was it? What kind of question is it? When you don't, not a hypothetical, it was a, somebody out there can help me with it. I'm having a brain freeze right now. But folks, suffice to say, you can get all 3 of these. And you're going to get an additional, not 10% off, 15% on top of the Live 25 code that's going to give you 25% off. Are you tracking with me? So if you decide, you know what, hey Chris, I really like the pendant. Oh, by the way, that's coming with the chain as well. I really like the pendant, but I'm a dude. I don't have my ears pierced. Whatever. Fair enough. You just want to get.
Kathy on Instagram was asking. Kathy on TikTok asked, "How long is the chain?"
How long is the chain? It's going to be 20 inches, Kathy. Thank you for asking that question. I hope that answers it. So 20 inches, the chain's coming along for the ride, which is, well, that's quite impressive because that is not a stainless steel chain. That is a vermeil chain. I think somebody might have messed up. Somebody's going to get in trouble. Yeah, a vermeil chain for $69.99 is actually a really good price. Or for $51.75, really great price. So just the price of the chain, if you just get it for the chain alone, you scored at this price. I mean, that's about the least you find it for at retail, I imagine, probably $50 if you're lucky. But I've seen them for I've seen 20-inch chain, vermeil chain, a little bit over $100 easy in a lot of places. They'll gouge you, but it's not. Anyway, So yes, the chain's 20 inches. Fantastic. Perfect for men and women. It's going to be ready to wear. RTW, out of the box. Now, if you wanted to just get two, like I was saying, maybe you don't. The guy doesn't want the earrings. I'd say still do the bundle and get the earrings because you'll get 15% off. It's going to be a little bit extra, but not much. And then you just gift the earrings to your girlfriend or your wife or something. But if you just want to get 2 out of the 3, then you're going to get 10%. But if you get all 3, you'll get an additional 15% off. So when you get redirected to the website, it doesn't matter which one you look at because they'll all have this. You should scroll down just a hair down the screen and you'll see the little bundling opportunity. It'll show all 3 of these together, and then you just check on the ones that you want. All right, and just remember to use the code LIVE25 at checkout as well as get that extra 15%. So that's going to be a huge savings on top of. And I imagine you could probably do some kind of permutation because we do have these all in the rhodium over, like the ring. We have all these. So if you wanted to do that and you maybe just want to get the earrings in gold, you want to get the ring in rhodium. If you can't do that on the website, then what I would encourage you to do is just call a personal shopper. It's going to be 888-835-2237, and they'll be able to do that bundling, whatever permutation you want to do of that bundling, okay? But there's the number. Everybody save that number if you would, please. Unless you're just bored to tears, in which you should still save that number because eventually we're going to get to something that you love. And if I don't get to something that you love, you're eventually going to see something on one of these shows. We've got household, we've got tons of stuff here at Shop LC. So you definitely want to stay watching. And keep in mind, we're moving pretty quick today. So if there's an item that we're on that we go too fast on, you can always put in the comment section, hey Chris, would you mind going back? Would you mind sort of flashing that back in and showing it to me? Or maybe would you mind sticking it on your finger? And I'll do the dance for you here if time permits, because I do want to respect your hard-earned dollars. All right, folks, but that's an amazing opportunity. You're going to get all 3 of these, and it's going to basically be somewhere in the neighborhood of probably around 100 and some change if you buy it outright, and then there'll be a buy or a budget pay opportunity where you can definitely get all 3 of these home for less than $100. Easy peasy, and that's before all the discounts and everything. Live 25 and do the bundle. Amazing look. Past, present, and future ingot. First time I'm seeing it. Big, bold ingot pendant, bolder than the normal size, which is about, the normal size is the one I have is about the size of one of those earrings. So that's the one that I have. This is perfect. Yeah, I should have just done this to begin with. The pendant that I own, that I paid about the same price that you're paying for this big boy, is about the size of one of your earrings. So really cool look. All right, we're going to move on. Shop 4, 5, and shop 6. Excellent look. Very cool. Classic, or new classic, I guess you would say, here at Shop LC. Been most popular item, and I'm so tickled that we're doing that really cool sort of past, present, future.
Kathy's asking, how do I purchase?
Who is?
Kathy on TikTok.
Okay, Kathy on TikTok. What I need you to do is go to, can I just get her one of the SKUs? Just put shop 5 right here in this comment section. And then we're going to send you, I'm going to have DJ send you what's called a SKU. It's a 7-digit number. He's going to send that back to you. So everybody on TikTok, this is a teachable moment.
Get a link.
Or it'll send a link. Oh, it sends you a link? I thought they had to copy and paste that and put it on shoplc.com.
Oh, well, actually, you might be right.
Yeah. See, don't doubt me. 1 point away from being genius. I'm just kidding. Actually, I am 1 point away from being genius, or was when I was a kid. I'm probably like Forrest Gump right now. But, yeah, so he's going to send you a 7-digit number back. Just copy, Kathy, copy and copy that from what he sends you back from that comment section. And then go to shoplc.com. And once you get there, redirected to that website, there'll be a little search bar, just like a regular Google search bar or whatever search bar, and just put that in the search bar and then click on the little magnifying glass search, and it'll pull up the item. Click on that item, and then you can go. So just put shop 5. That'll be one of those 3 items that I just showed you, and from there you'll scroll down and you'll see all 3 of them. And if you want to just do one of them, you can just click on that. And if you want to do all 3 of them, you can do that. If you just want to do 2 out of the 3, that's your prerogative. If you have any issues there, you can always call this number, which is the personal shopper number I just gave you, and just say, hey, I'm interested in shop 4 or shop 5 or shop 6. Those are the 3 numbers of those respectively. 4, 5 on the earrings. Shop, SHOP, and then the number, and this is shop 6. But those were the 3. If you want, I'd recommend getting all 3 if you can afford it, and if you like all 3 of them, go for it, and you'll
She's
get.
asking, are they 14 karat gold?
They are 14 karat. Wait, those 18 or 14 over. They're overlay. So what you're talking about is going to be a vermeil. You're going to have 2.5 microns minimum on top. There's space between. Is there a space between the shop and what have you?
No. Whenever they type shop, if they type shop 5, like see how Kathy has like a space between shop and the number.
Yeah, no space
like
between. No space between them, Kathy. That's a good question. These are great questions, actually, because I'm glad we're doing some clarifying for people out there. I know it's a little bit, especially for TikTok. There's a couple extra hoops to jump through, and I apologize. That's more streamlined than we had it before. I would say worst case scenario, Kathy, just dial the number 888-835-2237, and you'll get a live person on the other line, and you say, hey, and they're exclusive. They're here for the live streams. And just say, hey, I'm interested in item, shop, whatever. And they might ask you, is that for the morning live stream or the afternoon? Of course, you'll say the afternoon live stream. And then they'll be able to get you any information that you need. They can probably email you a link or whatever to that actual item, in which you'll see a bunch of pictures of it on the website. You'll get all the information. For example, they were going to, I think those were either 18 or 14, 18, I think. Yeah, those are 18 karat vermeil. So those are 2.5 microns of 18 karat on top of 925 sterling silver. Really, really fantastic deal. You can get all 3 of them for less than $100 if you use the budget pay. Hope that answers your question, Kathy. I'm so glad you're out there. Hope you become a member of the Shop LC family too, because it sounds like you might need to register. That'll only take a couple moments of your time. It's like your name, email address, phone number. You can give them one of your major debit or credit cards, like Visa, MasterCard, Amex, something like that, and you're good to go. It'll take literally a couple moments. And then you'll be a member of the Shop LC family, and you'll be able to take advantage of these deals a lot quicker next time. So, but it won't take long. All right, awesome. Now, the brocaded blade chain necklace is coming your way here, folks. Now, I'm going to recommend that, in fact, I bet, DJ, this was meant to go with that bracelet, right?
Let's see.
It has to be, bro. Yes, I think so. What did I do with that bracelet? I'm losing my mind here. Oh, I set it down over here. Bull in China shop.
For some reason, it's showing the silver one, but it most likely will work with the gold.
It has to.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, these were meant to be together. So what I'm going to recommend everybody on, this was shop 2, right?
That was shop 2, yes.
Yeah, this was shop 2 bracelet. It's showing the silver with the gold?
Yeah. For some reason, it's showing the silver one with it, but I'm sure it works.
That's wonky. Yeah, I'm sure this one will work fine. If you have any issues, back to what I was just telling Kathy about, our TikTok friend there. This is the necklace. I am 100% sure. They look exactly like. In fact, you could use it as an extender. The bracelet that we showed you, that was shop 2. And the only reason we didn't catch it is because there's like a silver one on there, which we also do have. I think this is in a silver, but this is going to be the necklace version of that bracelet that we got you. That was shop 2. We're going to call this one shop 7, correct? Excellent. All right. You guys aren't going to believe the price on this. This is almost 9 grams with 14 karat yellow gold over sterling. It looks like 18 or 20 karat gold because it's so rich and buttery. Look at that distinctive, very almost like buttery popcorn. I mean, that is like strong. The gold force is strong with this one. Now, it's 20 inches. So, yes, you do have a nice silky finish to it. But gentlemen, I'm going to invite the guys to come in on this one too. 20 inches. That is the sweet spot, or at least for me. Thick neck, 17 inches. Or thicker, I guess, probably than average. But I can wear an 18. It's just a choker. I'm not going to do a choker. Ladies, you're going to look amazing in choker. Me, not so much. But 20 inches, oh yeah, now we're cooking with gas. So 20 inches is going to work for all the ladies and make you look amazing and beautiful with this on. But I think, guys, you could rock this too. 110%, 20 inches. I love it. And guess what? We're not doing it for $500. You've got this really nice blade snake chain here. So it's going to lay nice and flat. It's got articulation galore. I mean, those are very intricately weaved, detailed, and very finely weaved links there, which I love. And it feels like So this is on my hairy arm. And I show you that not to gross you out with my hairy arm, but to kind of show you that look, it's not pinching at the hairs either. So ladies, even if you have a little peach fuzz or whatever, it's not gonna be uncomfortable to wear. Gentlemen, if you got a hairy chest, I can't grow chest hair for whatever reason. It's pathetic. But if I did have chest hair, it wouldn't pinch at my chest hair either. So guys, feel free to jump in on this one. Great Father's Day gift too. Very, very velvety, silky look on this. And I love that it lays so nice and flat. It's got a nice millimeter width. You can rock definitely a couple pendants on this, but they're going to need to have a little bit larger bail. All right? Because you do have some nice, this is a great standalone piece. And that's about, it'll land, because this one that I'm wearing right here is a 20 inch. So it would land in that exact spot. Right there for me. And ladies, obviously a little bit lower probably on most ladies, but folks, we're doing this for $99. With the code LIVE25, you'll get this for $74.99. $74.99, and you get a big, bold, and expensive look. Because of that gold overlay, 14 karat yellow gold over sterling silver. Look, it's valuable just as sterling silver. But then you add to that the gold and what it's going to look like then. Now we're talking about a very, very expensive look. Look how quick I put that lobster claw clasp on. That's a record. Actually, it's a little bit longer than the other one. So the other one might be, or maybe I'll just put the other one on at a different link. But this is the one in question here. So, and it should lay nice and flat. It's just kind of tangled up with the other one now. I apologize for that. I don't want to create any confusion. But this is the one that we're talking about right here. 20 inches, really, really good looking. Add a nice touch of class to anything. And because you get that gold overlay, it's going to give it a very, very expensive look. Look, if we're talking about 9 grams, and it's in just 14 karat, well, you can imagine. It's going to be well over $1,000 conversation. That's the look that you're getting. Now, if you got that bracelet that I said, guys, you should jump in on earlier, but that was meant, ladies, of course, but gentlemen could too, because that did have the jump rings. That was shop 2. If you have any issues, because you should be able to get the bundle on the bracelet, and I think the bracelet we did for $39.99, which would have made it $29.99. And that would be a good extender too, ladies. If you want to if you want to get a couple of two of the bracelet maybe, and then extend the necklace, and then also still have a bracelet to wear, then that'd be your prerogative as well. You could extend it up to 8 inches, or down to 6.5 from that 20. So you could either have a 28 or a 26.5 inch version of this guy. All right, and you'll get an additional 10% off on top of that. All right, so we're going to move on. That's shop 7. Shop 7 on the necklace. It is meant to go with that bracelet, which was shop 2. Shop 2 and shop 7. That's a necklace, folks. Look, at the retail level, you're going to get what I was talking to, was it Cynthia? I was just now asking this question. Kathy, I'm sorry, Kathy. I knew it was something with a C. That's what you get at retail level for $76. This is what you get here, almost 9 grams. That's a big distinction, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I think so. Love bringing you that value. Now, be sure to grab that matching bracelet. All right. Now, speaking of matching bracelets, I've got a very, very nice. This is the one that I teased you with earlier. It looks like a lock of Rapunzel's hair. It's like super golden. Look at, or I don't know, like something that almost stillskin would have weaved. You got this really nice braided gold. How pretty is that? And how rich does that look? That looks expensive. All these really finely intricate, silky weaved. That is something really spectacular. I love this. So you got a very, very strong link with this one. I'm going to invite the gentlemen to come in on this one as well as the ladies. This is going to go 7 to 8 inches. This is the one I teased you with earlier. It's 5 G's of 14 karat yellow gold on top of 925 sterling silver. It looks a lot bigger. It looks a lot larger. It's got a big presence. That millimeter width on this is strong. Shop 8. Let me give you a quick heads up too. That last necklace. Holy smoke! We had that last necklace in. Wait, now I'm confused. That was in a couple different horn snake chain. Was that all from the last one? Never mind. I don't want to get too far in the weeds. The last one we have a couple of those to go around. I'll just say this one we have a good bit to go around as well. This is going to be the silver flat mesh. They're calling that, yes, the mesh chain. It's like a braided, mesh, whatever you want to call it. It's awesome. It's expensive and very durable too. That's going to be a very strong link. You do have a little bit of jump rings down there, so this will go up to an 8, again to a 7. We've got about 3 dozen of these to go around. It works for the gents. It works for the ladies, and I owe you guys a receipt on the millimeter. About just shy. It's going to be about 4 millimeters. Okay. About 4 millimeters. Very, very rich looking. So, I mean, look, again, if we're talking about 5 grams, if we're talking about solid 14 karat, that's the perceived value here, obviously, right? Because that is what you have on top of the 925. So that's what people see. It looks expensive. So, I mean, you've got easily what would be, yes, probably around $1,500 to $1,600 at any retail location if it was in solid gold. Now, if it was as it is, all things being equal, just the gold over the 925, because 925, of course, precious metal is very valuable, we'd still be having like a $300 or $400 conversation, wouldn't we? Answer, probably so. Unless your brother owns the jewelry shop, you go to a really specialty place that has really good prices. In which case, what I always tell you folks is, look, if you can. I'm not saying that you're not going to ever find a better deal here than here. I think it's very difficult to do that. Okay, let's have a fireside chat, shall we? I think you can. I think it's very difficult. I think there are extenuating circumstances around that. I think you can go to some online websites, and a lot of times, just sketch, right? You probably done the same thing. You know, when I'm on my. And I don't want to denigrate because one of the platforms, we carries us. But yeah, I've had a lot of advertisements on, I'm not going to say the name of the social media platform, but I've had advertisements that are even the advertisements are bunk. And I'm like, why would you guys have? So I'll say all that to say, caveat emptor, when you're dealing with online websites. Yes, chances are you're probably watching us here as an online website. What I do want to say about this company, though, Shop LC, we've been in business in this form for over 18 years, since 2007. All right, we have been A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We're on the television side of things. For those of you who aren't that familiar with us, we're on your cable, right next to all your other shopping channels and all that good stuff. This is live stream. This is a venture we got into about 2.5 years ago. It's been very good for us, and we don't have to pay all the airtime, and we get to sort of have a one-on-one conversation. So it's a lot of fun for me. It's 2 hours of just me yapping with you, and I hope you watch the whole 2 hours. But it's been a lot of fun, and I say all that to say that we are somewhere that can be trusted. So, for example, you get any of our items home, you find a better deal out there, and it's reputable, go for it. Return it within 30 days. Keep a tag on whatever item you get. I just don't think that happens because I don't think you're going to find much of a better deal out there in this much variety. And especially not here, what we're talking about today. 925 sterling silver. At basically almost everything that we've shown you thus far has been under $100. At the retail level, almost every item we've shown you would be 50 plus. So anyway, that's all. Just want to say a little word about that. And one of the other reasons you might be asking yourself, well, how are you guys able to do the sterling silver, precious metal, all these really fantastic designs at such a low price? In other words, it's too good to be true. What's the catch? Is it cheaply made? Is it this, that? No. Our parent company is probably one of the top 10 largest manufacturers and global manufacturers of jewelry based out of India. And we have various other partnerships that we've made throughout, for example, with the Balinese. We have Bali pieces of 925 sterling silver sometimes and things like that. But we've worked out really fantastic deals with the ones that we don't manufacture ourselves. The one that we do manufacture ourselves are done, with a very, very keen eye because we have economies of scale. That part of the business has been up and running for well over 40 years. So you're basically getting these items direct from the source in many cases, and or you're getting them at crazy low rates that we've negotiated because we pay in cash a lot of times. For example, the JCK show is going on right now out in Vegas. I didn't get the invite. I got passed over. Again, I'm just kidding, but I'm not sore. No, I'm pleased to be able to be here. But I'll go next year. But we work with cash, and because we reach so many people, such a vast audience, not necessarily on here. Like on here, there may only be 1,000 people any given day that kind of pop in, or 2,000 people that pop in and pop out as the show goes along. And a lot of those will watch for the whole time, maybe 60, 100, 200 watch for the whole time, and we appreciate y'all. But on the TV side of things, we reach so many people. Literally, we're in the potential to be in, I guess, like 40-something million, 70 million households that we're able to sell in bulk. And so we can negotiate these deals and negotiate down the price of something and order a lot of it and then pass a lot of that savings. Yes, of course, we do some little bit markup, I'm sure. I hope so, because we got to keep the lights on. But for the most part, we get pass a lot of that savings on to you, and you essentially get us acting as basically a dealer to dealer. You're cutting out so many different middlemen because of our parent company and who they are, and we get that great deal from them. So I hope that's not too confusing, but in case any of you are wondering why and how we're able to do prices at so much lower than, say, your department stores, and if there was a catch, and if it's so, well, is it cheaper stuff, is it this or that? No, it's the same quality. I mean, sterling silver is sterling silver. It all comes from the same mines, not necessarily the same mines. There's different mines all across the world, but you get the picture. I mean, 925 is 925. 14 karat gold is 14 karat gold. It's stamped. It's regulated. All right. So, anyway. Long way of getting to, that's how we're able to do what we do, in case you were wondering why everything was so incredibly low. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. Yes, you will have, with most items, except for that clearance item, you will have that opportunity for, did I ever give them the price on that braided, or did I just get off on a long?
Thing on, and we do kind of need to speed up, because we have like 51 minutes left, about 9 items.
I did it, yeah. Did I give them a price on that bracelet? It was under 100, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So, yeah, that was, well, I'll just suffice to say that was Shop 8. Shop 8. Sorry about that, folks. All right, yeah, I'm going to get back in gear. And thank you for that, DJ. All right, this next one. This is super cool. Again, we're doing this. This is the Geo Mesh line that we've had. This is from the DJoy line. In other words, we manufactured this ourselves. All right? You've got 14 karat yellow gold and rhodium. And you've got these really cool, this is very reminiscent of the Mirage designs that we were doing not too long ago. You guys, ladies, you remember those? Those nice little big cushions, and we've recently had a couple of those Mirage rings. This is very, very much a similar type of design that they do, but this is a really cool, very fashion forward. It looks like something you would see in a lot of your high-end luxury designers. And folks, that is a cool knuckle-to-knuckle ring. There's nothing sexier on a lady, I think, than a knuckle-to-knuckle look. I'm just going to show it to you on my big gorilla hands, but look how big that is on my hand. So, ladies, you can match. Actually, ladies, if you want to get a smaller one, you could wear it like that. A lot of ladies are wearing it with just like this on the front portion of the hand. Just got to be careful not to lose it, but that's a cool look. But very big, very bold. You got the nice use of the negative space. If you look very closely, actually, this is probably going to be a better way to show it to you. You see, you got all this sort of nice use, these perforations. They give it a nice three-dimensionality, almost like a bypass style. And this is what we're calling the Geo Mesh Collection Fancy Ring. Almost like a snake style design. Very cool. You've got all the gold peppered in there as well as that very expensive rhodium. Again, remember the platinum family metals. We've got this. 11 just sold out. We've got sizes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 available in these. One review, it is a 5-star review. This is super cool. It's 3.10 grams. It looks, because of that mesh style design, and because of the thickness of that, it looks like a lot more. So you're getting a big, bold design, excellent use of three-dimensionality and negative space, and you're getting it all for under $40. $39.99. Use the code LIVE25. You're going to get this for $29.99. You even have budget pay, which will be after the code, $15. $15. 2 budget payments of $15 gets us home. That's a $30 well, it's not a $30 ring. It's a $200 ring we're giving to you for $30. Case and point, what I was just talking about. Now, we've got enough of these to go around at the moment. If you need the bookends, I would, for example, if you need a size 10, we don't have too many of the size 10. The 11 is already sold out. The 5, I'm comfortable enough that we've got enough for this audience unless this gets a showing on TV. We're going to lock these in 48 hours, right, DJ? Mm-hmm. One review on these already. That's it. These haven't been shown on television, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I think we were supposed to show these on one of our shows that we had the other night, and we weren't able to get to it, and I really wanted to. I think this was supposed to be shown on my last Tuesday. Maybe I can get it for this Tuesday. But you need to get it right now. It'll never be this low again because folks are doing that for $29.99. Amazing. One review. It is a 5-star review. Very, very high end, very luxe. That's cool. We're doing it for, it's going to be shop 9. Take advantage of it, folks. I got to move just because I got to get to all these big pieces de resistance. You know what piece de resistance is? Not the traditional way that you're thinking of it. It's just what I call my sort of pick of the day, or like what I think is one of the most or more impressive. I usually do maybe one or two of them. This could definitely classify as that. This is the first time I'm seeing this. DJ, have you seen these yet?
No, I've not.
I haven't either. And I'm pumped up. And why are we not bundling this with... I'm going to recommend, if you got all of those, if you got the ingots earlier, this is the first for me. But good for us. I'm going to pat ourselves on the back. Not myself. I'm not the one that came up with this, and I wish I had. But a tennis bracelet, essentially, of gold ingots. It's brilliant. Why have we not thought of this sooner? Much like the past, present, and future design earlier. It's the natural progression of things. Now this, folks, how cool is this? 18 karat, all right? Yellow gold over sterling silver, 11.8 grams. Looks like a lot more, quite frankly, because of the size of those. You do have a nice, now they're going to be hollow, but you do have a nice sort of filigree work, a little bit of sort of filigree work behind there, which is going to make it all the more comfortable on the wrist. It feels like butter. These links are very nice. So you've got the gold ingot links. You got a plunge and insert continuous clasp, so it's going to be seamless other than just the double safety latch, which you'll have to help secure it. This is pretty heavy. 11.8 grams, ladies and gentlemen. This looks wildly expensive. This is such a cool design. It's almost like it's a little take on the sort of bamboo design, but with ingots. Lots of links. We do have this, I think, in sizes 8 and 7 1/4 and 6 1/2. Gentlemen, I'm going to invite you to come in because that 8 could work for a lot of the dudes out there. Ooh, no. Here's the bad news. You guys want to hear the... Well, the good news is we do have it available in all the different sizes. Now the bad news. There's 2 8s. The 8s will absolutely sell out. We've only got we had 39 of these in toto this morning before the first show. So that means that these have been online all day for a markdown $124. Now they may not have known about the Live 25 code that you can use with it as well, but I bet there's less than 39 now, because this is too darn cool of a design for people not, and people scour the website. We have a lot of loyal customers that love going to the website because there's literally thousands of items there that you can kind of shop around for and look around for. Don't do it right now. Wait till the show's over and then you can go. All right, but so I guarantee you there's less than 39 of these now. But there was as of when did you print that out this morning, DJ? Probably about 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Oh yeah, there's less than 39 now. There may not. Well, can you scroll down just a little bit? I just want to see if any of those 8 inches. Okay, we still have a couple of the 8 inches. Or we only had 2 this morning, so we at least have 1. That's the good news. We had 23 in the 7 1/4, so there should be a good, decent. There's probably still a few of those left, and then we have the 14 in the 6 1/2 for our sweet petites out there. All right, but that is a cool look. A gold ingot, basically tennis style bracelet, continuous, flowing. And that is a cool look for the ladies and gentlemen. And if you got those earrings earlier, if you got that ring and that pendant, I'm going to say come on in, grab this. I don't know that they're going to give you 15% off of the price of this because this is a little more expensive an item. It's not that expensive. It's $124. You're going to get it less than $100. Less than $100. This looks like several $1,000s because of that gold overlay. And it's a heavy, substantial piece. Get it while you can get it in your size. It's a good get. That is so cool. And to be full disclosure, I didn't see this, or I thought it was just a regular gold bracelet when I was looking at, because I got a little thumbnail sketch, and I just didn't look enough at the fine print. So I'm ashamed of myself that I didn't. That's like me not being super prepared, but it's also me being super excited in real time because it's so fantastic. And it's the first time I've had the opportunity to sell it. So really, really excited about that one. Really nice links. Again, doesn't that look cool? Talk about a status symbol. Just a couple gold bars around my wrist. That's all. Yeah, just a couple gold bars. Nothing to see here. You're going to get so many compliments on this. This is awesome. Get this. This will sell. If this gets one TV airing, if there's even enough to show it on television, this is going to fly out of here. And we'll probably sell it for $129.99 on TV. And I wouldn't be ashamed to sell it at $129 because I think it's well worth it. This is $800 all day, every day. Our starting price is about spot on. Our estimated retail price of $7.99. Spot on. Easily. All right, so that's an amazing opportunity. That's Shop 10. Take advantage of that, folks. I'm going to take a real quick a moment here. We kind of did this with Kathy a second ago, but because I didn't do this, I usually do this at the top of the hour. Here's the number. Should you guys encounter any problems, for example, or if you wanted to, for example, maybe try to say, hey, look, I just got that bundle with the earrings, with the ring, with the pendant. Can you do a little something extra on that bracelet on top of the 25%, since it obviously is meant to go with those, and it just wasn't listed because it's kind of a different animal, but it is, I think, perfect to go with those other gold ingots. It's the same vein, right? See if they'll give you a little extra off. Couldn't hurt to ask. I always encourage you to do that, and it's going to get you a live human being on the line. So everybody call that number if you want to grab that bracelet, and you did happen to grab maybe 3, 4, or 5, which were the ring, the earrings, and the pendant respectively. See if they'll give you a little extra off on this as well. And you're already getting it well under $100 with the code LIVE25, but you could get it even more off. All right, and that's a really cool opportunity. But that's if you run into any issues, or if you want to try to do some bundling. Maybe if you're getting more than one item, you can always call them. That said, if you just want any particular item, you just want to do it as quickly as possible, on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, you're going to put, for example, that last item was Shop 10. You would put Shop 10 in this comment section right here. Click on that. That redirects you to the website. You get all the information, most of which I usually give you throughout the course of displaying a product or an item, right? And you'll see all the different pictures. You'll see pictures probably with a model wearing it, an attractive model, not me, but actually a good-looking model or a female model, encasing a lot of our rings that are for ladies. So that's the way it's going to work for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you're watching on TikTok, as we told Kathy earlier, you also would put in shop whatever. For example, just SHOP 11 is going to be the next item. This is going to be this really cool bracelet here, which I think it's 8 inches. I think it works for the ladies, but this is one of my favorites. And I said I absolutely want this on my show if we have any of them left. And we had a good bit last time, so I'm glad we got this. But this will be shop 11. There's no space between shop and 11. The next item will be shop 12. The item before this, of course, was shop 10. And you put that in the comments section. But with our TikTok friends, you will get back, they're going to send you back a SKU number, it's a 7-digit number, which you'll then copy that number and then just go to shoplc.com. Put that in, and when shoplc.com pops up, you'll see a little search window. You should put that SKU number in the search window, click on that, and that will redirect you to where you need to be. It's a couple extra steps, not that big of a deal. Pretty simple stuff. If you have any questions, like the lovely Kathy that hopefully is a member of the Shop LC family now, did earlier, then just feel free to comment in the comment section. If I can't, DJ will probably field those. He's our wonderful producer. He's here at your service as well. And if there's something he can't really deal with, then he'll ask me the question, and I'll get to it on air. If you just want to say hello, or just like us and share us and all that good stuff, and you know what to do on TikTok with the what have you. Yeah, let's do that as many times as possible. even if you're not going to buy anything. It's much appreciated. Helps us spread the word and warms the cockles of my cold, dark heart. So, thank you so much in advance, folks, for being out there, and you're welcome in advance for getting all these amazing deals that we're bringing you today. All right, now, let's continue. Take a look at this. This is my favorite bracelet, just about. It's hard because we have so much cool stuff, but this, in a sea, swimming in a sea of cool stuff, this works for the ladies, of course, but I'm going to say, gentlemen, oh, yes, we are in, and we are in with a vengeance. What you have here is this dragon scaled bracelet, and it is heavy. You're talking about over 34, it's basically about 35 grams. It's 34.8 grams. It's 8 inches. Ladies, a little bit of drape is sexy, okay? I don't want to getting caught on your clothes and stuff, but this is so chunky, I don't think you're going to have that problem. Now look, it's got this little, last time I had a hell of a time trying to figure it out because it's such a detailed and intricate, it's got this locking mechanism that's so cool. Even the locking mechanism, I'm not going to lock it right now, just, it's simple to do. I figured it out, in like 2 minutes, but look at that thick, bold look. You're basically getting a Miami Cuban with dragon scale. I don't know if you can see all the detail in that. Then you've got this big dragon head sort of coin right here on this big locking mechanism that snaps really securely into place. You got the big link. So this is a strong like bull link here. It's a super cool look. Perfect Father's Day gift. Look, you can fast track it. You want to do the expedited shipping. What's today? Today's the 8th. Yeah, you get this to Dad in time for Father's Day. Not with the free shipping, which you would get with this because it's definitely going to be over $50. Anytime you have over $49.99, you're going to get the free shipping. All right, but I don't know that you get it in time for Father's Day. I get stuff in about 4 days, but then again, I live here next to our warehouse. Although sometimes it comes from Houston, which is interesting. Maybe it's stuff that's just shipped in or whatever. But I digress. Folks, if you do the expedited shipping, call a personal shopper, 888-835-2237. I think that they should be able to tell you pretty definitively, all right, you can bill it to yourself and ship it to whomever. If Dad's in Seattle and you're on the East Coast, kids, you want to get something for Pops, this would make a killer. Even for the guy that doesn't like jewelry, I think he's going to dig this. It's heavy. It's rugged looking. It's kind of got a really sophisticated look, though, too, with that really nice sort of Miami Cuban curved style chain. It's got all this detail. Not real foo-foo, but ladies, absolutely would be a boss bracelet for the ladies to wear as well. So I'm going to invite all of you to come in. And then I'm going to show you this, and then I'll move on just because of the constraints of time. But folks, I will say we just got another reorder of these in. We only got 20 in, and it just came in yesterday because it was such a popular item. So I was like, last time we only had like 3 or 4 of these. Those had to have sold out. They did, but we reordered because I was ranting and raving and telling them they had to, and I'm so happy we did. This is 34.8 grams, folks. At the retail level, you're looking at no less than $1,000 plus. This is high-end luxury. Again, you've got the dragon face there. You've even got a dragon in that hook. Look at that. Can you see that? I don't want it to focus on me. You guys seeing that? That's a dragon like blowing fire. Well, the fire that he's blowing there is the locking mechanism. It snaps. You move this little button back here. You guys can see. Move that. And that snaps into place. I think it's been a hot minute. Yep, there we go. And that just snaps into place, keeping it nice and secure with that dragon head. You snap his little flame that he's blowing. It's not a tongue. It's like a little flame that he's blowing. And that snaps into place and holds to that really big link right there, typically. Now, what I'm also going to do, ladies, for you, in case for kind of sweet petites out there, sometimes when you have a link, usually you can't do it with the Miami Cuban because they're a little bit chunkier links. But I just want to see if that's a possibility for us to. It will not be, unfortunately. So if you wanted, because a lot of times you can choke up the links if you wanted to make it smaller. Now, you could have a jeweler very easily. Any jeweler could probably take a couple of those links out, ladies, if you wanted to. That's going to be on your dime, but I don't think any jeweler would have any issue with taking any of those, like a couple of those links out if you want to make this a little bit shorter, ladies. If this is really, blowing your hair back, which it should be. It's a cool design, is it not? And it is heavy. You're going to get a little arm workout with this one. I feel like I'm getting the feeling of the pump. We're doing it for $199. $199. Yeah. Guess what you get it for? $149.99 because you use the code LIFE25. So for $149, you're going to get a $1,200 bracelet, designer chic, absolutely. Scales on both sides. This is not just one side and the other side they just did a, whatever kind of semi-polish. No, they did that on both sides. So 360 degrees. Even the undercarriage of that. Remember, you got the dragon face on that side, that dragon head right there. Dragon head right there with the flame blowing out. It actually serves a practical purpose. Nice hinge link there. Very expensive design. And then you've even got that texturing on the back there. How cool is that? What does that say? And it says S925. A lot of silver. That is a cool. We had 20 this morning. That's such a cool item. I love that. All right, so we're gonna move on, but definitely take advantage of that one. If you like that look, I think it's super cool. I love it for Dad. Expedited shipping. That's the route. But Dad doesn't care. Just get it to Dad when you can. If you get the free shipping, do the free shipping. It'll get to him maybe a couple days after. It'll be a pleasant surprise because you'll wish him a happy Father's Day on Father's Day if he's in a different part of the state or different state altogether. And then a couple days later, you can say, hey, keep your eye on the mail. I'm looking for something's going to be mailed to me, but I might have put your name on it. Just keep an eye on it if you would, out for a random package, and then you can surprise him. It'd be kind of cool. All right, and $149. We also got a budget pay on that. He'll get it way under $50, I suspect. All right, we're going to move on. That was shop 11. Next up is shop 12. Okay, this is going to be a popcorn chain fish necklace. And this, I'm going to also, once again, invite the ladies and the gentlemen to come in on this one. Because look, you can wear it with the fish links, right? Now, what is going on here? I don't know how you did it. How do you unhook these?
It took me a second to figure out, but it's basically...
Oh, I see. Yep. I get it. Wait, that comes on... Does that snap?
Yeah, it snaps out.
Okay. So you got... Oh, this has a little hinge. Okay, super cool. Love it. All right, so... It just snaps out. Sure does. Sure does. Oh, it snaps in. Okay. So what you have here is these links. And it's got... this really cool, what looks almost like Aramaic writing. Could you scroll down just a little bit? And I apologize. I'm going to kind of do my homework in real time here because I didn't realize it had all. It's got fish charms, chamber vines, modern appeal. It doesn't even talk about the actual. It's almost like Aramaic writing, I think. In this little round portion here. That acts as your link. You see, that's like a little carabiner. That part just kind of goes down, right? And you have the two fish. Now, they're sort of hollowed out in the back there, no big deal. But the front of them, you've got... So this could be something that gents could wear as well as women. Now, ladies, if you wanted to wear that, or gents, if you wanted to wear that with the two fish there in front, that's your prerogative. Or you could just have that as the back portion, almost as the lobster claw clasp, and just have this really cool popcorn chain, which is a nice thick link. It's not too terribly heavy, but it's 12.65 grams. Most of that heft and weight, a lot of it, is going to be in those really cool detailed fish and that what I believe to be Aramaic writing there. This is a steal. This is 24 inches, so the cool thing about 24 inches, even with my big afro, I can put that over my head, and I don't have to worry about even messing with the link, It's just ready to go. I mean, if you want to do the link, that's, ladies, you got a little bit bigger hair like me, then you could do that. But this I think this works for the guys, too. Guys, ladies, everybody needs to come in on this one because we're doing this for $89.99. They marked it down to $89.99. You get it after that code LIVE25, $89 0.99 times 0.75 equals, you get it for $67. $67. This is sterling silver. Almost 13 grams, 24 inches. You wear it like that, or you can just wear it like that. It's going to look cool either way, right? 24 inches. Now, how many do we have, you might ask? Answer. Oh, and we only had 20 of that last bracelet, by the way. But the answer on that one is we got 37, or we did when the show started this morning. That's a great value right there. For $67, you've got a $30 budget pay, okay? So that $30, you're going to take 25% off of that. $30 is going to become what? Let's see. There's only 3 budget pays, by the way. $22. $22 gets this home. The popcorn chain. How cool is that? Nice thick link, too. Very cool. I like that. Different. I like different. Don't you? So if you're, I suppose it could, the fish, of course, a lot of us in modern times, you sort of associate the fish with sort of Christianity and things like that, but I don't think it necessarily has to be that. It's just a really cool design, but it definitely could have that connotation. And, I apologize that I'm not quite up to speed on what that is. I should have done a little bit of the deeper dive. It doesn't say in our information either. It's just, it looks like Aramaic writing. I'm going to kind of go out on a limb and say that it is. It's probably some kind of good luck. Yeah. How much you want to bet? It's a mystery. That makes it a conversation piece too, and it gives you a little something cool to do, kind of a deep dive too, and be like, hey, you see this detail? See those lettering, the lettering right here? Or it could just be a clock. And not Roman numerals, but something like that. But either way, I'm going to let you figure that out, folks. I figured out the part where we give you a great deal on it, and you can get it for, what was it, $22.49. Get it home. All right? If you don't love it, send it back. You got 30 days to make up your mind. We're going to move on. This is Shop 12. Super cool, super unique, something a little bit different, something a little bit out of the mainstream. A couple different ways you can wear it. I like that about it. And 24 inches, can't go wrong. All sterling silver, boom. Very beautiful. Very nice. Not too many of those to go around, though. Okay? About 20. Was it right? Was that right? 20? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, 37. 37 of those. Or we did this morning. Let's go on base probably about 30, 35 maybe. All right, now, switching gears, and we're I think we're kind of caught up a little bit on time, aren't we?
1, 2,
3, 4. We got 4, 5.
26 minutes left.
6, what?
26 minutes left.
And 6 items?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're good. All right, check this out, folks. There's a big knuckle-to-knuckle look here. You got a nice big dragon. Now, this is a men's ring. Ladies, you could absolutely wear this. It's got an adjustability deal going on underneath, but it's also going to be in a 10, an 11, and a 12. I think you could, because of the nature of the design here, you've got this sort of overlay here underneath. I'm going to show you that. To where I think, ladies, if you wanted to, you could cinch that up. Probably, I'd definitely get the 10 if you need it to be like a 7 or an 8 or something. But I think, ladies, I would if you love it, I wouldn't be scared. Worst case scenario, you just return it if you can't do that and it doesn't fit. But that is a really cool, really tough kind of look. I like that. And we don't see a lot. And typically, I'm going to be full disclosure. When I think knuckle ring, I don't think necessarily for the dudes. Until now, this so works on so many levels. This is a super cool. It's almost like I feel like it's a knight's ring, Like it's a shield almost. And it kind of is that shield style design. You got a really nice 3-dimensionality there with that really kick-a dragon. They're kind of like dinosaurs, right? Yeah. That's a cool look. I love it. It's 12 grams, so it's really thick. It feels like a shield, just a shield. I almost would want to get like 4 of these for like each one for each finger. Just have on each hand. The price I'm about to give you probably could do that. I bet we don't have the inventory though. Well, we got about 3 dozen of these. We've only got one in the size 14. So for my larger dudes out there, if you need that 14, there's one. you need to come in quick. So if you're getting this for dad, and dad's kind of a big dude, got big hands, yeah, you need to grab that 14 AS and AP. There's only one of those. We've got about 3 dozen between the 11, the 10, and the 12. There's a couple of those to go around, about evenly distributed. But that is so cool. You got a nice sort of oxidized look with all this three-dimensional and all that texturing, and it is very thick. But then you got this nice high polish. You got this really nice sort of rope grain, mill grain kind of deal going on the exterior of that. All this nice little texturing beyond the actual dragon. And look at him just chilling right there, looking all dangerous and wise and protectory. So ladies, I'm not mad if you want to try to grab this, but gentlemen, this is probably the coolest. And like I said, formerly I would think knuckle. I don't know if that's a dude's design. Oh, yes it is. Plus, if you get in a fight with somebody, they could have a little indention of a dragon in their head. Now, I'm not condoning violence in any manner. I'm a pacifist. Just saying. This is a cool ring. $69.99. Folks, you get 25% off of that price. It's 12 grams of 925 sterling silver with a killer design on it. I gotta get one of these. Look, after you use the code LIVE25, that's 69. Let's see. 69 times 0.75. $51.75. Are you kidding me? But wait, there's more. You've got budget pay on this. So that divided by 4 budget payments, $51.75 divided by 4. You get this for $12.93. Are you kidding me? You can't afford not to get it. Gentlemen, this is cool. Even the dude that doesn't like jewelry is going to love this. It's got a little bit of adjustability, again, because you got a little bit of an overlay down below, but you can adjust that to however you need, which I really love for this time of year because it's so hot out. My 12 rings, like especially on my left hand for some reason, I guess my joints get a little swollen when it's so hot, which I imagine a lot of yours do too out there, but it's one of those things I have a hell of a time trying to get the ring off. But with this, I like the little bit of adjustability that you have. So it gives you some wiggle room. Super cool gents ring. That's tough. I love it. All right, folks, so we're going to move on. That one's going to be shop 13. Think about getting more than 1 or 2. Think about getting a whole hand of them if you want to be like the knight. You know, you'll have like sterling silver, like, I don't know, glove on. It's super cool. All right, I love that. I think we get one. You guys have 48 hours or 43 hours because I think I'm gonna grab one of those. That's too cool. That's a good look. All right, low profile too, super wide band. Of course, it's a gents ring or ladies ring too. I mean, it works. That's unisex. All right, now that was shop 13. Shop 14. Here it comes. Da, 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 da. I like it. I like it. Now, if you, in fact, did happen to pick up on, well, that item, that was the sort of Cuban, I think this could go really cool with it. Not necessarily meant to be together per se, but I think they do they do sync up very nicely because here again you're getting a really nice big sort of chunky curb link on this one. It's a pretty heavy one. Here, ladies. This is a clearance item, full disclosure. Very quickly, clearance. I mentioned this earlier, but for those of you who kind of filtered in here after the fact, clearance means 2 things. Good, and let me give you the bad first. Bad news first. You do not have, like you do with every single other item here, you do not have the 30-day inspection period. So I'm happy to show this to you as many times as you need to, but we don't have much time left, right? If you want to see it in real time. What I will say is it gives you a very thick, expensive, chunky look. It is heavy. You do have a little bit of hollow form here, but they're very strong. They're not like super weak, a little puffy, marshmallowy. These are nice, strong links. 75 grams is no shrinking violet, right? You've got a nice high polish on it, but you've also got this really nice texturing on several. So we go 2 high polish, 2 texturing, 2 high polish, 2 texturing. Or 1 texturing there, I guess at the very end, but with the rest of it. So these big, huge, chunky links. It's going to be 20 inches, all right? Just kind of give you a look on me here. 20 inches on a big curve. Now, the good news about the clearance on this. There is no way on God's green that you're going to find something this massive, this big, bold, chunky look, very sexy, very definitely going to command attention. I love that sound. Like when I hear that on ladies, I think it's an attractive thing. Now, that said, you got the big clasp there too. Very, very nice. Clasp there. So, a lot of ladies wear it sort of, that kind of off to the side now. It's kind of a fashion statement type deal, but to each their own. Just wear it however you want to. It's your jam, your world. The good news, once again, stay focused. You're getting this for $319. Clearance price, that is wild. Down from a clearance price of $399. Or actually, the previous low price, the lowest price was $399. I'm sorry. The clearance price is $319. But that's not the rest of the story. The rest of the story is you get the code LIVE25, in which case you get more than $75 off of the clearance price. So now, not only are we cooking with gas, we're cooking with white hot flame here now, because $319, there's no way for a $2,000 necklace. Hold on a second. Let's see. $319. I gotta get this number to you guys, because $319 times 0.75, because you're taking 25% off with the code LIVE25 at checkout, and you will end up getting this down to a price that it will never ever be. And ladies, if you've been out shopping at any of the high-end luxury retailers, which is the only place you'd see probably something like this in 925, you see some costume jewelry, some mystery metal, maybe with something cool like this design, and for a decent price. But for $239, for 75 grams plus of really high-end luxury design and 925 precious metal, no way, Jose, you're going to get that for $239. You are today. You are today. That's a good deal. That is fantastic. Now, availability. Oh, we got about 24 of these. Okay. And I see why we would put it on clearance, because we do have to make room in our inventory, because we have a big inventory, big, huge, gigantic warehouse. It's a big compound out here, right? Out in Austin, Texas. But even with the huge, sort of industrial buildings that we have, that we store a lot of our stuff, this is chunky. Can you imagine? These are going to take up some space. So it's definitely going to be that big, bold go-to that when you're wanting to catch attention, when you're wanting to be that really, that take charge look, ladies. This is that fun take charge look, and look at the detail and all that. The 2 links with the texturing, 2 links with the high polish, very cool design, and I love it. And you're getting it for a steal. All right, so we're going to move on. But that one, folks, that's the power chain. That is what I would say. Probably between that one and this guy right here, I'd say you're talking definitely piece de resistance material. And the fact that we're doing that for less than $300 blows my mind. You will have a budget pay on that one. Incidentally, I'm going to go ahead and punch that in. Assume it was a 5 budget pay. $239 divided by 5 is $47.85. You can get that home for $47.85. Remember, you don't have the 30-day inspection period, but you won't need it. That's a steal. You're getting it at or below, probably close to what we have in it, I would say, when it's a clearance item. So that's the beauty of that. Yeah, you can't hurt this thing. If you want to, you can even get 2 of those and do like a really big, bold look too, ladies. All right, so moving on. That was shop 14 for those of you keeping score out there. Shop 14, about 24 of those to go around. Here comes this really cool snake-style cuff bracelet with a bypass design. How neat is that? Again, pretty chunky piece here. A little bit of hollow form going, but very, very strong. It's not squishy. You're talking about very, very well made. You do have a little bit of wiggle room here with that cuff. I'm not going to try to attempt to put it on myself, but because it's sterling silver, you got a malleable metal, so that should wiggle a little bit. Just slide your wrist in there. 7 1/4. I think this is probably a true 7 1/4. maybe up to 7 3/4. You could try it out because the cup bracelet, again, got a little bit of wiggle room. So you have this really cool, nice texturing on the exterior with that very cool sort of snake style design, sort of a tread on me kind of not unlike that, I guess. But I like the fact that it's got the high polish underside as well, which makes it feel very smooth, like butter. That is very, very nice. It's like velvet underneath. So, mark of a very, very high quality piece. Again, getting a nice thick look, that sort of Wonder Woman vibe, I guess you could say. And ladies, if you're a little bit thinner in your arms, I imagine you might could even pull it up a little higher. That'd be kind of a sexy look too. I don't know if I'd be super wanting to just like really open this up wide. I'd be careful, just because it does have a little bit of hollow form. But what that does is also it gives it the look of basically about 100 grams, but you're still getting a heavy gram weight. This is 31.8. This is item shop 15. We're doing this on clearance down from about probably 229. They had this one at 179. The clearance has been bumped down to 143. You, of course, will get that 25% off with the code LIVE25. And you're going to get this, ladies and gentlemen, the cool snake bangle bracelet, all in 925 for $107. 31.8 grams. At that price, grab 2 of them. Get one for each wrist. Of course, that snake is super, super detailed. You've got these like diamond-like textures all throughout. Very, very well made. It looks like something you would see at your high-end luxury retailers, at your needless markup and what have you, and places like that. But you know, places like those, you would probably spend north of 500, probably maybe even just north of 1,000. Quite frankly, our estimated retail value on this one is around $919. I don't think that's unreasonable considering the price of silver. I think silver's at right now. When I checked the AI this morning, it said last time it checked was, I guess, fairly recently, and it said between 35 and 36. That's pretty much an all-time high. It was, just to give you some perspective, at the beginning of April of last year until, I guess, probably the end of April, I think, of this year, or whenever I checked it, the annual, it had gone up about 30%. Now it probably zigs and zags a little bit, so at any given time it could be 25, it could be 23, and then it could be 37, or whatever. But depending on where it was at that exact year before, but the trend is absolutely upward. Okay, it's a precious metal. It's finite. So everything we've shown you today, all of our business here, has been silver. It might have had a gold overlay, might have had different texturing, might have had different this and that, but it's all very, very valuable. It's all finite and absolutely beautiful jewelry that I think over time you'll notice that it will increase in value. All right, so that said, I am super unprofessional for having that go off. My apologies to everybody out there. We're going to move on. That's shop 15. Absolutely fantastic. It is a clearance item. Grab that while you can, and about 2 dozen of those to go around. Now, we've got 3 more items, 10 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. I think we can make this work. This is actually perfect. I can relax, unless that alarm wants to go off again, and we can just really sort of ease into these final pieces. Now, this next item, what I would call probably, because I think it's so cool. Look, I love a bypass. I think a lot of you do too, ladies. It's very fashion forward. It's very avant-garde, if you will. This one, you might be able to do that sort of Wonder Woman arm thing I was just talking about, because this one comes complete with a hinge here, ladies. So you've got a 7 1/4. Let's see if I can get this working for me. I wear an 8, all right? And I'm not saying this is for the gentleman out there. Actually, it doesn't look bad that way, does it? Now, the bypass portion is underneath, but I'm just trying to show you that because I wear an 8, and this is not like cutting off my circulation, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, look, is it the ideal? Probably not, but it's not too super tight. So I'm going to say, because of the nature of this, and because you do have that hinge, yeah, it's not going anywhere. That I'm gonna say this will work too, up to at least a 7 3/4 and probably an 8, ladies, if you need a little bit larger. All right. So that being said, this is definitely a piece de resistance. Why? Because it's sexy. It's got that high polish. It's all in sterling silver. You've got 20.65 grams that shows like a lot more. Got a little bit of hollow form here, but very, very sturdy, very durable. And I love that high polish. It kind of reminds me of the famous bean in Chicago. You know, the big sort of modern kind of looking, very sort of looks like a bean kind of sort of. But you've got this really nice, almost like they sort of crescendo at the top here with these bypasses. It's just a really classy, beautiful, fashion-forward look. And that hinge is a nice upgrade as well. So that's an expensive upgrade to add into there. So I'm liking the mechanics of it and everything too. I think it could be your go-to. It is sort of a contemporary look, but I think this absolutely could be worn with more classic-looking vibes too. So I don't think there's necessarily any wrong or right way to do it here, ladies and gentlemen. You could even mix this with that really cool bypass that we just did of the snake one. You know, if you wanted to do that kind of number. Or maybe do that sort of number. That would be a cool look because I like the high polish contrast, and then the snake's got the more texturing. So that could kind of be an interesting look as well. This is on clearance, folks. Down from $129 to $103. Your price will be well under $100. Why? Because you're going to use the code LIVE25 at checkout. This is shop 16. It is a clearance item, no 30-day inspection period. It is what it is, and it is awesome. Nice high polish on the inside. Felt very comfortable on my wrist, I will say. Smooth like butter. And you got a nice high polish shine with a little bit of texturing, a little bit of riveting going on there. I like the way they did that with a little bit of the oxidization in that rivet just to kind of give it a little bit of shadowing. So very, very nice. We've only got 3 reviews on this. They are all 5-star. Understand that when an item's on clearance, it's not because it's unpopular. These are bulky items. We've got to make room in the inventory. That's all that is. And I got to tell you, $103, then you use the code LIVE25. You're going to get this for less than $80. Less than $80 after you use the code LIVE25. You have 4 budget pays on this. You're going to get it for less than $20 if you decide to use that budget pay. Again, budget pay is 0 credit check, 0 interest payments. It's basically free money. Imagine getting a mortgage without having to pay any interest on it. It would never happen. We do that here for you. As long as you have a major credit card, you're good to go. It's not a credit card. You have to have a major credit or debit card. Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, Amex, boom, you're good. You get it home for less than $20. What would easily be probably $800 at any retail location for this much, 20 grams plus of beautiful 925. All right, we're going to move on to one of our final pieces, and then after this we got just the chain, I think. The classic chain. Very good. All right, and we got 6 minutes left. Very piece de resistance E. We just had so many cool items here. There's really no way for me to say, hey, this was the best, hands down. And we've had some really fantastic clearance items. Mainly anything you see that's chunky. Why? Chunky stuff is super popular. This chunky look is the sexy vibe right now. It is the power chain, much like the one that we showed you a moment ago. Right? This other one. I think these would go kind of good together. Ladies, you're going to get really powerful. Layer them both up together. This is a similar vibe to that last one. A little bit more of a higher polish on this one. All right? With this one, you're also getting a 20-inch. Okay? This one's going to be 56 grams. It is on clearance as well. It's the chunky thing. It's got to be. It's got to be a make room thing. I'm convinced. So, because these are some of the most popular designs out there in the world right now. Of fashion jewelry. I mean, you've got a lot of ladies that are really putting those big chunky looks on. Minimalist is fine, but this we'll end on more of a minimalist note. But this is for that lady that wants to get noticed, wants to get some attention, and doesn't mind it, and doesn't mind compliments, because this is absolutely gorgeous. You've got these really cool designs here. Notice that it's like a little, almost like a little. What's the name of the flower I'm thinking of that has like a little sort of bulb with a little kind of spiky in the middle of it. It comes up.
I know, I have no idea what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? But he doesn't know what it's called, which does us no good. But ladies, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with him. But ladies, you probably know what I'm talking about. This is very reminiscent of that calla lily. Calla lily. I think that's what it's called. Calla lily. We'll go with that. This is very much that sort of calla lily style design on each of these. So you've got this nice little portion right there in the center. You got the big clasp right there. Very, very fashion forward as well. And 56 grams. And we're doing it for $263. $263 shall be your price here today. Now, here's the bad news. We've only got about 3 dozen of those to go around, or had 3 dozen of those to go around. Okay? So let's do this math here. 263, very quickly here. This is going to be shop 17, ladies. Big chunky look, nice big links there, almost like a horseshoe style design with a calla lily sort of poking down right there in the middle, giving it a really nice. Well, this is going to be the exterior of it, just FYI. This is the interior. Okay, so I think that's the way you would wear it. So, very cool. That's a good look. I like that. All right, now, let's do the math here very quickly because I'm almost out of time. 263 times point. You get it for less than $200. $197.25. You have 5 budget pays. Divide that by 5. You get this home for less than $40. $39.45. This is shop 17. 3 dozen of those to go around. Grab that quick. Nice 20 inches, 56 grams. It's beautiful. We've got to move just because we've got to get to our last item. Shouldn't take too long on the last item. More of a minimalist sort of, not in a bad way, elegant simplicity, if you will. Let's move on to shop 18. Last and final item with the final bit of time that we have left here. Now, we do have this, I believe, in a... Do we have it in a yellow gold? Because there's 2 of them here. We do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, for some people they're separate. Yeah.
Oh, because we showed the silver one in the beginning, didn't we?
No, we showed the yellow gold one in the beginning.
Oh, did we? Okay. Wait, no. Oh, wait, no. What about this one that I have around my neck? Dude, bro.
What are you wearing? What?
This one. We didn't show this one. Uh-oh. And I'd almost rather show this one because the other one's just a similar chain to the last one the very first one that we did, which I'm fine with. It's super cool too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is one.
No. That's one of the options.
Oh, this is one of the options for shop.
Shop 7.
Shop 7. Oh, all right. Well, I'm just going to flash that in. That was one of the options for Shop 7. Shame on me. I just totally forgot about it. That's not on DJ. But anyway, all right. So we'll go to the last item here. This is cool blade chain. They would look actually cool together. This one was a nice thick one. That was one of the options for Shop 7. Now take a look at this, folks. Here's a nice big, elegantly simplistic. It's just a barricaded blade chain. Remember we showed you the one that was in the yellow gold earlier? We're doing this for $99. I think we did that one for $99 as well. They probably should have been grouped together, but they aren't on the website. So it's so what I'm going to suggest that you do, if you like this one. Now, this is going to be the rhodium over sterling silver. It's 8.85, about the same as the last one. I think it was around 8.85. It's 20 inches. It works for the gentlemen. It works for the ladies. If you wanted to grab this one, and what was the other one? Shop, I think that was was that one of the...
Part of Shop 7, yeah.
Oh, it's part of Shop 7. Okay. So these are kind of, the Shop 7 one was the gold one that we showed you earlier, which I think I'm wearing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and then this was also included in that one. So I apologize for that. Yeah, I messed DJ's whole rhythm up with that. But this one's going to be the rhodium version of it. It's about the same price. I think we were doing those for $99. We're doing this for $99. You basically are going to get it for $74. It's nice and heavy. It's got the rhodium overlay, so it's going to look like platinum. It feels heavy like platinum. And I would suggest if you did get the gold one, then or any of these gold ones, because these are all in the same, and ditto that one that I'm wearing, all 3 of the 14 karat. I would try to get this one tacked on to those potentially, and just call the personal shopper. It's just not in the same. It's not in the same auction, but it's about they were probably meant to be together. All right, so see if they'll give you an extra 10% off. That number's 888-835-2237. And gentlemen, that would work really good for the guys because it is the 20 inches. It's basically the silver version of what I'm wearing right here in the gold version. All right, there's the number for you. I want to thank everybody out there. Good job, DJ. Appreciate you being Johnny on the spot. And folks, I got to tell you what I think piece de resistance is. I mean, those two bracelets, you can't go wrong with either one of those. And I'm going to say ladies and gentlemen, because we did have them in the 8. They came to an 8. Those two just really, really, I think are truly special. But everything here was super cool. I want to thank all of you out there for watching. I really appreciate you. In the closing moments, if you wouldn't mind liking, sharing, and of course on the TikTok doing that number. But I will see you guys. I'm going to be back on again tomorrow morning on the TV side of things, not the overnight, but I'm going to be doing the morning show with lovely Dion from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I hope you guys will watch that on the TV side of things. If you don't have cable or satellite, you can always just use the app, ShopLC app, which you can download for free, or use shoplc.com. You can watch live TV there. We got some really cool stuff, and Dion's just wonderful. I'm excited to be able to work with her tomorrow morning. Of course, don't miss this show as well at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And God bless you. We'll see you guys soon. We're locking in these prices for 48 hours. That's it. And then they bump up. Live 25 code. Take care, guys.